Welcome to Buddha's Way, where silence speaks and the soul listens. Today's story is about learning to be alone and how solitude can lead to the greatest awakening. Long ago, in the quiet hills of ancient India, there lived a young prince named Siddhartha. Surrounded by luxury, servants, gardens, and gold, he had everything one could ever dream of, yet something deep inside him always felt empty. Though his palace was filled with music and laughter, Siddhartha often sat alone by the window, watching the stars, wondering, what is the meaning of life? Why do people suffer? Why do we feel alone, even when we are surrounded by people? His father, the king, tried to keep him away from all pain and sadness. But one day, Siddhartha left the palace and witnessed old age, sickness, and death. These sights shook his heart, and he realized that no amount of comfort could hide the truth of life. So one night, while everyone was asleep, Siddhartha left his family, his crown, and his kingdom behind and walked into the forest. He wandered alone, with nothing but a robe and a bowl. People called him a fool, some ignored him, some even laughed at him, but he did not stop. He sat alone under trees, meditated by rivers, slept on bare ground, and fasted for days. At times, loneliness surrounded him like a storm, whispering doubts and fear into his ears. But instead of running away, Siddhartha faced that silence. He listened to the thoughts rising in his mind, the emotions passing through his heart, and he kept asking himself, who am I without my name, without my family, without my title? Years passed. One day, he sat beneath a great Bodhi tree and vowed not to rise until he found the truth. He was completely alone. There was no teacher, no guide, no friend, only his breath, his mind, and his heart. Days passed. Storms came and went. Hunger and pain visited him. But he remained still. In that deep silence, he began to see clearly. He saw that the world runs after temporary things. Pleasure praise people and forgets to look inside. He saw that true peace does not depend on the outside world, but on how calm your inner world is. He saw that being alone is not a weakness, but the beginning of true strength. At sunrise on the seventh day, he opened his eyes, and everything had changed. He had become the Buddha, the awakened one. From that day forward, he walked across India, teaching people not just how to pray or chant, but how to sit with themselves, how to understand their mind, how to find peace within. People asked him, how do we stop feeling lonely? And he would reply, learn to sit in silence, learn to listen to your breath, watch your thoughts like clouds. Don't fight them, don't fear them. Just observe. In time, you will find a light inside that needs no one else to shine. If this story is touching your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Buddha's Way, and share it with someone who needs this message today. One day, a young man came to Buddha and said, Master, I feel lost. I am always surrounded by people, yet I feel completely alone. Buddha gave him a bowl of water and said, go and walk with this bowl through the market. Do not spill even a drop. The man carefully walked through the busy streets, eyes fixed on the bowl. When he returned, Buddha asked, what did you see in the market? The man replied, nothing. I was focused on not spilling the water. Buddha smiled and said, that's how you must walk through life. Focus on your inner peace like you focused on the bowl. When your attention is within, the noise of the world disappears. The man understood. From that day, he began meditating alone each day, and slowly, the loneliness in his heart turned into stillness, then into peace. Years later, when Buddha was old, someone asked him, Master, you have thousands of followers. Are you never lonely? Buddha simply smiled and said, I learned to befriend myself under a tree when I had no one. Once you become your own friend, you are never truly alone again. And with that, the Buddha walked into the sunset, peaceful and free, a glowing example of how solitude is not something to fear, but something to cherish, for it is in silence that the soul speaks, and in stillness that the truth appears. Thank you for watching Buddha's Way. If this story brought you peace or reflection, please like, comment your thoughts, share with others, and subscribe for more stories that speak to the soul.